All right, monsters, hello and good afternoon. It is time for another special guest with us here on the Deep Dish. You got me, Nikki Porter, and with us is Singaporean singer-songwriter, music producer, Shye. Welcome to the show, Shye. Oh my goodness. Okay, so thank you for dropping by, first of all. And is this your first time in the Philippines?
Yes.
Oh
First
my
time in
goodness.
Philippines, first show in Philippines as well. So it's very exciting for me, yeah.
Yeah, and have you tried anything? I know that you arrived last Monday, but have you tried anything like Filipino food recently?
Not yet. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, because I have an off day, I'll have time to go through a list
Okay.
of them, yeah.
All right, awesome. And have you heard of any Filipino delicacy that you should try or a Filipino dish?
I've heard of adobo,
Adobo, okay.
lechon, I've heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too many,
Yeah.
but I will definitely try my best to get a list of like things that I definitely need to try here. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think apart from that, you should also save room for dessert.
Ah,
We
yes,
have
yes,
a
yes.
lot of Filipino desserts
Yes.
that you might actually enjoy. So we have halo halo. We have why is that always the first one? Halo halo. What else are our desserts? Mais con hielo. Tama ba? Yeah. Even sagot gulaman. My goodness, like you'll just have a great time and a very happy stomach by the time you leave. And so it's your first time in the Philippines. You are a singer-songwriter and a music producer. So how is your process like then? Have you ever written music for other artists, or has it just been for you?
I mean, I have collaborated with other artists, mainly in Singapore, so that comes with the writing and everything. But I've mainly done all my music production myself, so from home in my little cave, which is my room. Yeah, and it's been really fun. It's always a very interesting process with each song. It's very different, but I'm always learning and I'm still growing as an artist as well. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So then, okay. So how is the creative process like for you? Do you come up with the lyrics first, or do you come up with a melody or an arrangement in the beginning?
It depends, but I have found myself coming up with the instrumental and the arrangement.
So did you learn that on your own, or did you study those things growing up?
So I only started music when I was about 15 or 16. So I used to be a dancer. I did ballet and Chinese
Okay.
dance since I was 3, and I did that for quite a while. So that was my life.
Mhm.
Music was only part of it because there would always be music accompaniment when I dance.
Right.
But I think this whole music thing kind of found me in a way, because none of my family members play any instruments either.
No.
So we weren't like a very musically inclined household.
Mm.
So music came about, I guess, purely out of like, in a way, boredom. I was bored, and it was something to do during the school holidays because I didn't have much else to do really.
Yeah.
And and then I'm just very thankful that I developed like a love for it, and then not just in the performing side or the writing, but also the production and the mixing and the mastering. And I did go to school for I guess audio engineering, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
all
that
right.
was interesting as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that definitely helped you, in you mixing and mastering
Yes.
also your own
Yeah.
music. So okay, there was some studying involved in, but I love that you were mostly self-taught as well
Yes.
in creating your music. So it was also mentioned in your bio that your music is inspired by electronic pop, 2000s pop punk, 80s British rock bands. So then I'm gonna have to ask you this: like, who were the artists that you listened to growing up that also somehow influenced your sound?
I mean, growing up, I guess every little girl listens to Taylor Swift.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say that she was like what inspired me to start
Mm-hmm.
writing. I think it was just something that every girl, teenager loved.
Yeah.
I mean, I am like, as of right now, after starting music, I became more exposed to different genres, and I
Uh-huh.
guess a lot of it stemmed from things my parents used to listen to. So
Mm.
what they grew up with, like, I guess electronic wise, it would be stuff like Depeche Mode
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and like bands like The Cure, The
Mhm.
Zombies. So I mean, what I do now is kind of, I guess, my modern Gen Z kind of take on all of those bands that came before us, because I think it's always good to remember our roots and stuff like that. So
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just make what I feel represents me,
Mhm.
because I think just being yourself is the most authentic version that you can give to the world. So
I love that. Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. And you mentioned, of course, Taylor Swift. So
Yeah.
she did have her concert in Singapore. Were you able to see her live?
Unfortunately, no,
Oh,
because the tickets, and because she only played in Singapore, so it was like
Yeah,
a
so
nightmare.
everyone was
Yeah,
flying in,
yeah.
right?
But
Okay.
I did see, I mean, my very first concert was a Taylor Swift concert. It was
Nice.
her Red tour.
Oh.
So that was when I was, I think, in primary school. I don't know like how long ago it was. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, at least you still got to see her live
Yes.
somehow. And so, for all the monsters who are locked in, we're talking to Shye. And it's also really cool that your music career started when you were 16 and you were joining this music contest, but it was just for funsies,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so I mean, at that time I had released, I guess, demos on SoundCloud, which is, I guess, it's not like Spotify where you kind of have to have you have to go on a website and you have to submit your music, and then it helps get it on the streaming platforms. Whereas SoundCloud, it was like straight from
Yeah.
SoundCloud, you can just upload, and it's all these beats, and producers would upload like their songs there as well. So it started off as that, and then I moved to Spotify more of as a bucket list
Mhm.
kind of thing, like, oh, I have a song on Spotify.
Yeah.
But this music competition, I guess, it was like an ad on Facebook that my mom happened to see, and at that time I don't think I mean, I was still in school. This whole music thing was very new. It was kind of just okay, just submit and see what happens. And I was the youngest, because I was barely 16 at that point when I first submitted my
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
I only had one song out, and yeah, it was purely for fun. And then they called me back,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me, oh, yay, you can showcase your music. Do you have like a 30-minute set kind of thing prepared?
Oh my goodness.
And I only had that one song. So I was thinking, okay, do I just do this song for 30 minutes
Yeah.
and then be done with it? But I did have, like, I guess, other demos. And then within about 2 or 3 weeks, I had to put out the EP, because I wanted to make sure
Wow.
that I had the material
Mhm.
out, so that when I perform, then people could go and listen to it afterwards, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. So it was crazy, but I'm very thankful that they took that chance, and I'm very thankful that I ended up winning. So
Mhm.
that gave me an opportunity to perform at the House of Vans in Guangzhou, China. So that was cool. But it was scary because I was so new to everything, and I kind of had
Sure,
to
yeah.
learn along the way. Yeah, but I'm very thankful for everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, since you've started, and since that music contest, I'm sure you've met some artists, international artists as well, and maybe some veterans in the industry. Is there a piece of advice that you carry with you whenever you are, creating music or traveling or, just performing as Shye?
I think at the end of the day, it's about who you are as a person, not just the music that you make.
Mhm.
So I think something that I've realized is that a lot of my listeners can identify themselves with me as a person as well. So I'm back home in Singapore, I try my best to be as engaged with them as possible, because it's easier to do like little meetups there and everything, and it's not so much to always be playing my music for them, but also just having conversations with them and like spending time with them. I think just being real and genuine, that has always been something that I carry, and I feel very strongly for, because there's so many people in this world, so why not just be you? Yeah, and I guess just I'm awkward, and maybe they identify with that, and they feel like they can relate to it. So I'm just thankful that I've had the opportunities that I've had, and I never thought I would be in the Philippines playing a music festival alongside like artists that I look up to.
Yeah.
So it's quite crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so it's like you were 16, especially when you started your music career with that contest. And so, do you feel pressure in making music, or like, do you set a high standard for yourself when you're putting music out there?
I think something I've learned over the years is that I am the one who's giving myself the most pressure. So sometimes the pressure that I feel, it's self-inflicted.
Right.
Actually, most of the time it's self-inflicted.
Yes.
So I've learned that it's okay to not be so hard on yourself sometimes, because when you do everything, I guess when you write, produce, and you record yourself, it's very easy to get in your head and like compare yourself to other people. So I've had to kind of work around that, and there's nothing wrong with healthy comparison. That's how we all better ourselves. But I think if it reaches that point where you feel like maybe you are, I guess, sacrificing your own artistry because you feel like maybe because someone else is doing something that's doing well, maybe I should do that. That's always very hard to work around, especially now because trends change really fast. So it's kind of hard to be like, okay, I'm going to do this because it's currently the thing to do. But then tomorrow it could be something else. And then you kind of lose yourself in the way.
True.
And so, I don't know. It's all a learning process. And I'm still young and I'm still learning.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say this. We love a self-aware queen. For you to be able to identify that, the pressure that you put on yourself, or the pressure that you feel is mostly coming from you, and, for you to navigate through that, it's actually very refreshing to hear, because like, a lot of us didn't learn that until much later. Like, oh, it's me inflicting all of this on myself. So I love that for you. Okay, so when you don't feel the pressure, when you're not making music or performing, what do you like to do for your free time?
I love animals, so I like to spend time with my pets.
Nice.
I like to go for walks.
Okay.
I'm actually quite a boring person in that sense. Like, I wish I could be like, oh, I climb mountains and I move rivers, but I don't. Yeah, I'm quite normal, I guess. I just
That's good. Normal is also good.
because I guess I'm shy by nature, and my social battery does run out quite fast.
You're an introvert too.
Yeah,
I feel that.
So after like a whole day of things, it's like I just want to zone out. And sometimes, like, if let's say I'm out with someone and then they're like, are you okay? Like, do you need? But it's like, I'm fine. I'm just, it's one of those things.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what I do a lot. I just, yeah.
I'm seeing it right now. And it's totally fine. Once again, I have those moments too. My best friend will ask me if everything's okay when we're out. And I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I'm having a good time even if my face doesn't show it. And so, okay, so you also mentioned that you're shy. So, like, when you perform on stage, though, like, what's your mindset like? Does it switch? Do you have an alter ego that you like to think of? How do you do that? Just make that switch from, shy to being this performer?
I guess I think when I perform, it's not so much a performance.
Okay.
I don't really like psych myself out before the show or anything. Actually before shows I'm very quiet. So I'm already quite quiet by nature, but before shows I just like to do this again.
Again.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it helps that I have musicians who play with me, and you know, we get along well. We're friends and everything, so that takes a little bit of pressure off,
Right.
because you know you're going on stage and you're not alone. But when I first started, I was alone, so I'm not sure how I managed to pull through all those times, because it is scary, and
Yeah.
I think maybe people think now it's easier, but actually I think it's a little bit worse now, because like I said, I do put a lot of pressure on myself, so now maybe I put even more, because maybe I feel like I'm expected to be more, or because I've been around longer, so I should know what to do and what not to do. But I think at the end of the day, I'm still human, so I will sometimes forget lyrics on stage, or you know, some parts of the song it may not be sung well, but I think that's what you should be going to a concert for, to going for a live performance for, because you get that, like, the human part of the artist that you don't feel through Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to their music. So I mean, my musicians and I have a thing where we stretch before, but really unnecessary dramatic stretching. That just helps to like ease our minds a bit, but I don't have a pre-show ritual or anything. I just kind of hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best. And I like that you mentioned, you know, it makes the artist more human also, because you can somewhat get the sense of the kind of person they are when they're on stage, because you have to improvise a lot. You have to talk to the audience and everything. So, and I'm glad you're figuring it out also, as you are, you know, you don't have a pre-show ritual, but then you do have like there's a phase of you before the show, before getting on stage. So you just released a song also, and it's called Coffee and Tea. So could you tell us what that song is about?
This song is, I guess, okay, I've realized I've not written a cutesy kind of love song in a while. After doing interviews, I've realized, like, actually, yeah, this is a song that I haven't written, like the type of song. It's about, I guess, everyone wants to fall in love, I hope, at some point. Maybe not now, maybe not so soon, but eventually I think we're all looking for companionship, whether it's a romantic relationship or just a friendship, like a warm friendship. So I think this song is just about giggling and like thinking about that special someone, or daydreaming about what it would be like with them. It's, for me, I feel like it's a song to zone out to. Like, kind of like, I feel like I'm in a movie when I'm listening to it, and it makes me want to fall in love. So yeah, even though I write about love, I'm not necessarily in love at the moment. But there's hope. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe you described Coffee and Tea to be like the rainy scenes in a drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily watch a lot of romance dramas, but I will say that they know how to hook you.
Yes.
And they know how to just make your heart flutter and stuff like that. So I guess this song is kind of inspired by those very, not so much cliche, but like I feel like every romance drama has that one umbrella scene where they're all walking and it's raining.
Yes.
So yeah, this song is just an ode to that, I guess.
Yeah. So do you have like I know you don't watch a lot of romance dramas, but is there one that like comes to mind that you particularly liked, or is just memorable?
One very memorable one would be it's a Korean drama called Weightlifting Fairy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Yeah, that I would say that's one of my favorite romance dramas of all time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so you would, is it safe to say that like that song kind of resonates the vibe of that one? Okay. Awesome. And so we are going to hear you perform Coffee and Tea in just a little bit. But as you know, my show is called The Deep Dish. So we do talk about dating and relationships and all of those things.
Oh,
Yeah. So I do have
slay.
some questions.
Yes.
I do have some questions with regard to your song, of course, Coffee and Tea. So what would you say, like, since you are a self-aware queen after all, what would you say are the non-negotiable things that you would look for in a relationship?
Wow. Non-negotiable things I would look for. Um, I mean, I think I've kind of learned the hard way. I think we all need to get hurt at some point to wake up.
Yes.
So for
that's
me,
true.
I
Yeah.
think now, like, I would say I'm a woman now,
Mhm.
and I think the fundamental thing is listen
Mm.
and understand where I'm coming from.
Yes.
I mean, we all go through different things in life and we all
Right.
have different backgrounds. We all come from different families. But I think if you're unable to be mature enough to hear someone else who may be from a completely different background
Mhm.
than you, if you can't just listen
Yeah.
and give them that space,
Mhm.
and you gaslight them or you
Mhm.
make them feel small, that's something that really irks me.
Yeah.
Especially if I feel stupid, because I don't like to feel
Mm.
stupid. Oh, I've
Yeah,
learned.
no one does at all.
Yeah, but I think last time I used to be, maybe because we're young and then we just kind of say yes to everything and we
Mhm.
give in.
Mhm.
So that's something that I've learned now, that's like, no, I shouldn't be treated this way because I know
Yes.
how I deserve to be treated.
It's
Yeah.
not like I said, self-aware queen right here. And so, okay, so that's a great non-negotiable to be able to listen and to understand the other person, especially like in conflict, right? And the other question would be like, what words of encouragement then would you offer someone who remains hopeful in finding a relationship or who might be losing hope a little bit in finding one?
Wow. I would say don't settle.
Mm. Nice.
Because I feel like in some ways we're all a bit too nice
Mm.
nowadays. Or maybe we feel like there's no way I'll be able to find someone like this. So we kind of just slowly take out things from our list of things that are non-negotiable.
Yes,
so
exactly.
we slowly like, it's fine if they're not like this.
Mhm.
I can manage. And then the next day it's like, okay, I'll take something out as well. And then
Mhm.
eventually you get to a list where it's like, this is not even the person that you set out to look for.
Ooh, yes.
So I think just sticking to your gut feeling also. Yeah, I don't know. Just don't settle, guys.
Yeah.
The world is huge.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like everyone will be able to find their person. It's just that nowadays we've gotten used to settling or feeling like, yeah, this is good enough for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great, like, I don't know if you saw my reaction of like she went there. She really went there. Okay. And so you will also, so you're performing, that's why you're here too,
Yes.
at the upcoming ASIYA Music Festival from Carpos Multimedia. That's happening October 12 to 13, Saturday, Sunday at World Trade Center. So have you checked out, the lineup? Have you listened to some of the artists that you might be bumping into? Because you're performing on Sunday,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
I mean, the lineup in general, it's pretty much everyone that I listen to. So
Awesome.
when I initially got the first email,
Mhm.
it wasn't the full lineup yet, but
Mhm.
I saw some names and I was like,
For
oh my
sure.
goodness, of course, I would love to play this. And just any opportunity to perform overseas, it's always amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think everyone's looking forward to Hugo and Sunset Roller Coaster, Beanie, Juan Carlos, and then for on my day, I know Zild is playing,
Mhm.
and I was a big fan of his band before that, so that's quite cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to be able to meet some of them. Hopefully, I know everyone's always very busy,
Yeah.
but hopefully we run into one another maybe during sound check or something, and then I can say hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then probably just like, form that, network, and then
Yes.
maybe, who knows, you could be collabing with these
Yes.
artists in the future. Let's manifest that. All right, so for all you monsters who are listening, once again, we have Singaporean singer-songwriter, music producer Shye, and she will be performing with us Coffee and Tea. So you better listen up, and I will keep my mic down so you can focus on the track. Here we go. We got Shye with Coffee and Tea on the Monster.
You're the only person I wanna see. I love it when you ask me coffee or tea. They say I'm smitten for you. Well, honestly, you're the only person my L-O-V-E. If it rains, let it pour again. Only wanna be under your umbrella, babe. And the sun it shines even past midnight when you kiss me goodnight. Baby, take my hand and hold it tight. Promise I will stay here by your side. Baby, I can show you the world if you dance with me tonight. Here it's just the two of us underneath the moonlight. You're the only person, my darling. I love it when you ask me coffee or tea. Maybe I'm talking too much, but you tell me you wanna spend forever, just you and me. If it rains, let it pour again. Only wanna be under your umbrella, babe. And the sun it shines even past midnight when you kiss me goodnight. Baby, take my hand and hold it tight. Promise I will stay here by your side. Baby, I could show you the world if you dance with me tonight. Here it's just the two of us underneath the moonlight. Baby, take my hand and hold it tight. Promise I will stay here by your side. Baby, I could show you the world if you dance with me tonight. Here it's just the two of us underneath the moonlight.
Alrighty, monsters, that was Shye. Oh wow! Oh my goodness! I can just imagine if you're gonna perform this in ASIYA, if ever you're planning to, like the crowd, like the swaying. I already seeing some swaying here, but I mean, like just the vibe of it. It's just like just so relaxing, but then also just like you can have these, visions or whatever. Like you're not even visions, but it's like you're imagining things like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so nice
Yeah.
and everything. I love that. I love this
Thank
song.
you.
Oh my god. Shye, invite the monsters to listen to Coffee and Tea and also to check you out at ASIYA Music Fest. Go for it.
Yeah, that was my latest single. You can listen to all my music wherever you listen to music. My name is Shye, Shye. I'll be playing on Sunday. The festival is Saturday and Sunday, but my set is on Sunday. You can check it out. Follow ASIYA on Instagram or wherever to see all the set times. Come and listen to your favorite artists. Support Asian artists.
Yes.
And yeah, slay.
All right, monsters, give it up for Shye. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
being here at the station. And best of luck, or break a leg. Is it? I don't know what the term is.
It's
but
fine.
Yes. Yeah. Have a great time at ASIYA. And for all of you monsters who are listening as well, that is it. And we will be playing more music shortly. For now, keep it locked only here on The Monster.